Okay, so today we are going to do a different kind of video. We're going to start our new segment for paranormal, like natural events and phenomenon. Today we're actually going to talk about something that is still very, very controversial. We're going to talk about BigFoot.
Is he real? Is it a myth? We shall find out.
What do you think, Austin?
I think it's a pretty good topic.
Alright, so where to begin? Anybody have any crazy events that happen to them?
Not per se events. I mean, growing up you always hear stories of, I seen this, I heard this, but clean-cut evidence, I can't say I've gone out into the woods and seen an 8-foot creature staring at me. But you know, you always hear these crazy stories of, I've seen Bigfoot.
Yeah.
And this is what this segment is going to be about. This is a part of our channel. Is going to be, we're going to be taking these events and we're going to be analyzing them from our point of views and our beliefs and our views. And we are going to either debunk them or simply just say we believe it.
Yeah. Austin, what are your opinions about the idea of Bigfoot?
I believe him 100% fully. How can he just be here and evade us would mean he's smart.
And if I may add something to that, when we say Bigfoot, I don't think of some crazy, stupid creature that doesn't know what they are doing. I say he's a stage not above humans, but I think he's a stage under us.
Like just between like dolphin and human?
Yeah. Because it's always like they always say he's a gorilla, he's a monkey or an orangutan or something of that species. I believe that he is right above monkeys, but right under humans. He has the intelligence to evade us.
Okay, so both of you obviously believe in the idea of Bigfoot. Now, my opinion on it is, I don't doubt the idea. Like I don't have any doubts really, mainly because I've had some pretty crazy things. I'm not going to get into them. But if you look at it from a science perspective, gorillas, they were only discovered in the 1950s, which is crazy when you think about it. They were only discovered in the 1950s, and then not too long ago, I think I was reading about how they actually recently discovered 6-foot-tall chimpanzees in the Congo.
Really?
Giant chimpanzees, yeah. They discovered them like not too long ago, maybe a year ago. So yeah, the idea is always out there that there's always something out there that we don't know. Like, for say the ocean, we've only explored and mapped out like 5% of it. You gotta think, what's hiding out there that we still haven't seen?
And that's just the thing right there. There's so much forest in this world. You know, you get into the parts of the states like Montana, Idaho. You get those mountains and those long miles and miles of forests. Those are unexplored.
Yeah, I mean, everyone, or most people at least, think that most of the world's pretty much tamed, but, like, for example, Russia, almost 90% of it is unexplored wilderness, and that's just Russia. You gotta think, China, India, Australia, all that desert, and then the rainforest and all that. You also gotta think, there's all of the wilderness in the northwest of the United States and all of Canada. You gotta think, how dense is the Yukon territory in Canada? What could be hiding there? You also have to think, Alaska is pretty much like the
Last frontier.
It's the new Wild West. You gotta think, what's hiding out there, right? I've heard actually stories about giant bear that could be, I'm trying to remember what the bear was called. It was the short-faced bear. It was a giant bear species. They might actually still be roaming there. You also have to think, mammoth, they could be hiding in Siberia. There could be like a small group that's slowly dying out. I actually saw a video, I don't know if it was legit, from World War II in Siberia. There was a mammoth walking across this field.
Really?
Yeah, it was actually really cool. I don't know if it's real, but it's a really cool thing to think about. Somewhere between like Poland and Italy, there's this forest area that they're exploring, and what they found something running out of the cave at them.
Right.
And they shot it dead, and they described like a caveman.
And the body was never recovered. Was it?
No, I think they just left it there. You know, if you're a soldier, you've been marching all day, are you really going to want to carry a big dead body around?
Right, and that's the thing that's always seemed to eluded us is
A body.
the body. Now, I have heard a story of hunters in Alaska. They were out elk hunting for the winter. They were just about to tag their elk, and they saw something bigger on the four legs, and then it stood up and stood, they said, 9 feet tall. They said they took their shot, killing it. And they described their body as hair, ape-like creature, but unnaturally shaped. And then they went to go get their big sled to bring it back, and this was during the snowfall. The big snowfall of the winter, and it covered it up, and they said to this day, they've gone back there and they cannot find the body.
Well, the thing is, with bodies, like, I have actually seen experiments done in the swamps in Florida. The deer's carcass that they used for the experiment, they had it time-lapsed. That thing was eaten up in like 2 weeks. You couldn't recognize it in 2 weeks. And then, I've also heard, like, do you guys know what the Gigantopithecus is?
I've never heard of that.
It is actually a giant ape species that they believe gone extinct 1 million years ago. 1 million or like a couple thousand, something like that. I'm not sure. But that lived in Asia. And the only reason they know it existed was because of the teeth they found.
Right.
Fossilized teeth. And it is similar to a human molar. It's just a lot bigger.
And that's when it starts to get kind of odd when you start finding stuff that can resemble a human,
But it's not.
but it's not.
Yeah.
It's distorted, or it's bigger, or slightly different.
Now, let's play double advocate. You gotta think. Are human psyche always... Like, if you look at pictures on Mars, you'll see things that aren't actually people, but they look like humanoids standing there or sitting down.
Right.
But they're not. So you gotta think, our mind plays tricks on us to make us think we're looking at a human or a humanoid thing.
And that's where some of this discussion comes in, that people are imagining this. But I don't feel that millions and millions of sightings are being imagined.
The thing is, there's so many people that report sightings, but there's so many that don't because they don't want to be seen as they're crazy.
Right.
And a lot of people say that. They don't want to be thought of as crazy. They don't want to be
that person
that
I
person.
saw Bigfoot.
They don't want to be the person with the tin can and the tinfoil all over their head
Right.
saying,
'Cause
the government's taking over the world.
Yeah. Now, I believe there will be a day where we find a body. I believe that strongly.
Eventually.
I think eventually, though...
See, they're not going to... Nobody is going to accept the idea of a Bigfoot until we have the body, until we have the living Bigfoot, or we have the dead body, or the skeleton, or even a skull.
Right. I believe that they are intelligent, that they elude us.
Most definitely.
And I think there's going to be a time they want to be seen. And if they want to be seen, they're going to come out.
What it is Bigfoot, from my knowledge, are really... Like, anything that's intelligent is going to have curiosity.
Right.
Anything with intelligence is going to have curiosity. So you got to think. Something that's really smart is going to want to learn more. And if you're a big, elusive animal that doesn't want to be seen, but you want to learn something, if that curiosity is stronger than the fear or the urge to want to be hidden,
Right.
you're going to be spotted.
That's just it, too.
The thing is, Bigfoot, if it is real, the only time they're ever spotted is when they're caught off guard, which is very, very hard, because they're just crazy.
Yeah.
Or it's because curiosity killed the cat.
Right.
Yeah.
And now, when you start to think more about the Bigfoot, when I was trying to talk about into the species range of this, people claim to see stuff they call, in different cultures, the Yeti, the swamp beast. And that's, I believe, is the same exact thing, only there are different branches of the world and they adapt to their habitats.
What it is, like, have you heard of, I forget what it's called, but there's an Australian version.
Yes.
And it's much more aggressive.
Because of its terrain, it needs to be able
to... But at the same time, the Yeti is supposedly more carnivorous.
Right.
But then, if you think about it, that's kind of like races
in
the human race. But at the same time, if you look at America, you have your different branches of Bigfoots.
Hostiles. And
You got the grass man, the swamp ape, the Bigfoot and the Sasquatch are kind of two different things. It's pretty much the same thing, but Sasquatch is the Native American term, and Bigfoot is just like the Americanized overall
that's the
term.
common word. is
And that's
Bigfoot.
only because of
What society is
how
trying
it
to
was-
persuade it.
no, it's kind of how the idea was first discovered. Like they found these gigantic tracks, and what else are you gonna call something that left big, gigantic humanoid footprints?
Right.
Bigfoot. It's simple.
Yeah.
American laziness.
Yeah.
America.
Now,
You got anything to add to this, Austin?
Nothing.
Nothing?
besides They're really smart.
My mom's actually had some pretty crazy encounters up in Minnesota. We can leave that for another video, like Bigfoot stories or something.
yeah, I believe this video is just about.
It's more of a scientific
this
thing
is
that
just
we're
our
doing.
point of view on this, and we also would like to hear your guys' point of views, your experiences, encounters.
Yeah, definitely. Guys, if you would like to tell us what you think, go ahead. Be very mean and very harsh on us. I don't care.
We can take the hate,
We can take the hate,
whether it be in the comments, a video response.
whatever you guys want.
Absolutely.
Anyways, back to what I was
grass
saying. Man is supposed to be more aggressive.
Yes, because it's
The swamp ape is supposed to be smaller and smelly. Like, it's either called the swamp ape or the skunk ape.
swamping.
But the thing is, I don't necessarily think that is an actual Bigfoot because if you look at all the hurricanes that destroy all the zoos, a lot of animals get lost and they run out. And I think it's chimpanzees and gorillas that just smell like crap.
That's what I think too. Is take it this way: if the animals in the zoo they're cared for, they're groomed. What are you going to do when you put a ape-like creature? It gets out into the Everglades of Florida, and it's there for years. The hair's gonna grow on it. It's going to start smelling like the environment. It's going to adapt.
Yeah. And the thing is, I think we should save this for another video. I talk about all the animals that got lost in the Everglades and live out there now.
Yes.
That's one of the major reasons I don't want to live down in Florida.
Right.
Because you could walk outside, have a poisonous lizard bite you in the foot and run away,
Yes.
and then you die in 2 hours.
Yeah. We'll save that for another video.
Yeah, that's another video
We'll
maybe.
also put different species of the Bigfoot in another video and try to explain more in detail what they each
Yeah.
are.
The crazy stories that I've heard are like the biggest, creepiest thing I've ever heard story-wise is the sounds they make, or the
Right.
sounds that people have heard and can't identify.
Yes.
That some people believe are Bigfoot. Like, have you watched Survivor Man?
Yes.
Lestrade?
Yes.
He's actually said that he has had encounters with a Bigfoot.
Yeah, I've heard of that episode. I've seen it. He said, because he's an outdoorsman, if you guys aren't aware of his show, he goes into all different kinds of terrains, and he knows his animal sounds.
He knows his animal
And when
sounds.
you
He's
get-
out there. He lives in the woods pretty much.
When you get a guy that's grown up in the woods, he's a woodsman, a hunter, a fisher, and there's a sound that scares him, and he doesn't know what it is, you have a problem.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure he can identify a barn owl from a coyote.
Yeah.
And those two animals, they're the most common mistaken for a Bigfoot.
Right.
Because, have you ever heard about barn owl?
No.
First time I ever heard one, I was in Hocking Hills, Southern Ohio, which is one of the most populated Bigfoot areas in the world. I heard a barn owl, but at first I thought it was Bigfoot, and then a few days ago, after I actually wanted to look that stuff up when I got home from camping, I found out it was just a barn owl. And then, have you ever heard coyotes howl?
Yes.
Those things are freaky sounding.
Yeah.
Another thing is, when you think about it, why couldn't it exist? Why is it that people are so angry with the idea that there's a Bigfoot out there?
My perspective on that is, once they admit it and they realize that something's out there, they're going to want more proof. I think that's going to be an everlasting thing.
There's
They're gonna want
always
more and
skeptics, which isn't bad.
more. No, I mean,
There's-
it's good to have.
It's good to have skeptics.
Yeah, but I don't think everybody's fully one day is going to believe in Bigfoot until
Until
you turn on
body's
the
found.
news one day and the body's found, or you got a Bigfoot in your backyard, or something clean cut photography, video, or you have a body. There's going to be skeptics.
There's always going to be skeptics. If you like this video, give it a like and only if you did. If you dislike it, go ahead.
We gotta get our views in check.
It's better if we get some feedback.
Now, if you have any other suggestions on mythical or any kind of creature you'd like us to review similar to this, leave it in the comments.
Animals that we are gonna talk about in the future are the rake,
The werewolf,
the werewolf,
the chupacabra,
chupacabra. That's a good one. The Loch Ness monster.
and we'll probably end up doing one more for fun on probably like vampires or something.
Yeah,
That's more of a humorous aspect, though.
and like we've said before, we're gonna do some web series and some awesome videos of us doing stunts and other stupid things.
We'll be doing plenty of stuff so we can have a good variety on our channel.
So if you don't give us a like, at least subscribe. It helps us a lot.
Lets us know people are watching.
Yeah, we're a very new channel and we would like to get more views.
This.
If you do like this video, give it a like. But give us comments about anything. If you think we're wrong about something, if you want to add your own opinion and your own thoughts,
Add on as much as you want.
add on.
Negative or positive.
The more we can adjust this video,
the better.
the better.
We'll grow in time, though.
We will grow, and we want your feedback.
And if you guys can think of something that we could review, mythical creature-wise, let us know, and we will get on that.
So our next paranormal topic will be the rake.
And that is soon to come. There's a lot of interesting information about him that we can't wait to share.
Not yet.
Not yet.
Well,
Have a good one, guys.
have a good one.